All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rikakwadash. Double honor to my apostles and elders at Great North Stone who do rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to all you Akim out there pushing this truth across the four winds so we can seal the elect and make it to the kingdom. All right, it's the brother Yara. Lord willing, coming back to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Lord willing to feed the body and edify the sheep in all spirit, faith, truth, sincerity, and doctrine. All right. And this is a video right here, as you can see with the title. I'm going to be responding to this video here by this channel here, this brother here, Dat Shack 2 times. All right. Free use, free use. Okay. I'm not making any profits off of this video. Okay. Only edification. All right. So I'm going to be responding to this man's video here. All right. Women will be scared. Okay. Women will be scared. Women shocked after man reveals the truth. All right. But this is a truth that the men of the Lord have been telling you for decades now, man. All right. Since the Heavenly Father, all right, gave gave the Spirit to his Son. All right, and his Son gave the Spirit to his men. All right, to rise up. All right, in the Spirit. All right, with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to go out and actually warn his people, man. Okay, we've been giving you this harsh truth, man. Okay, of certain things that are to come. All right, so like, let me put my phone on silent. I don't want that thing to keep going off. All right, but first I want to get this. All right, before we get that, I want to get this here. Let me make sure I'm recording. I am, okay. All right, so it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 32 and verse 9, and it reads, "Rise up, ye women." All right, talking about our women, okay, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indian women. Rise up, ye women that are at ease, okay, being at ease. Let's go into this word here. What does it mean for you women that are at ease? Okay, so look, secure, all right, in a bad sense, okay, because you think that because Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, woman, and child, the elite banking families, and the wicked, all right, has put you in a position, all right, where that you can make your own money, you can be independent, you don't need a man, you don't need your man, right? That you're secure in a good sense, but you're actually secure in the bad sense. Okay, look, haughty, which means proud, all right, that are at ease, all right, quiet, tumult, all right. Let's see, wanton, arrogant, okay, pride. See, this is what our women are at ease. All right. So rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice. All right. And the Lord's voice are his prophets. Okay. But you don't want to listen. Okay. Ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Okay. All right. And I want to get this too. All right. Skipping down Isaiah 32 and 11. All right. Verse 11. It says, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease. All right. Be troubled." Okay. Going to that word troubled. Okay. Because trouble is coming, man. Okay. All right. Trouble is coming, man. Right here in America, man. All right. You look in a time of trouble, man. Not you guys are not going to be at ease. You're not going to be comfortable, secure. Okay. Look, it's the Hebrew word ragaz. Okay. Which means tremble, quake, rage. All right. Quiver. All right. Be agitated. Be excited, but not in the good way. All right. In the bad way. All right. You see? So that's what's going to happen to you, you women, man. All right. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled. All right, ye careless ones, strip you. All right. And that's what you see the Lord has it on the spirit of this devil. All right. The president, Donald Trump. All right. Stripping you of, your careers, your benefits in today's society. All right. There's no more free, free or useless eating. Okay, it says strip you and make you bare. All right, take everything away from you and gird up sackcloth upon thy loins. Okay, all right. In the ancient times, all right, we would gird up sackcloth, all right, to display uh, uh, um, meekness, lowliness. Okay, being in the time of lowliness. Okay, and that's the time that you women are about to come into. Okay, I also want to grab this before I get to the video. All right. The book of Jeremiah, all right, chapter 30 and verse 7. All right. Speaking of trouble, in those troubled times that we're coming into, it says, alas, for that day is great. What day? All right. The day of trouble. Okay. It says, it is great, so that none is like it. All right. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. All right. But he shall be saved out of it. See? All right. So we're coming into a great time of trouble. Okay. And it says Jacob's trouble because it's gonna be trouble mainly for you Israelites. Okay. Especially you women. All right. And I don't want to make a lesson about a woman, about women. Okay. All right. Because it's pretty much pointless at this time, you know. But seeing as though you have yeah, some elect ladies out there. Okay. All right, it's a good thing to remind the sincere women, the few sincere sisters, all right, to not be in this mindset, all right, of being a proud woman, being attached to the world, being worried, about the world, all right, and preparing yourself for the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, now let's get to this video. All right, like I said, this video from this guy here, Dat Shack, 2 times. I watches his videos. He just commentates off of different clips and things like that on the internet. All right. But he makes some good, viewpoints and stances. Okay. Plus he knows he's an Israelite. Okay. That doesn't mean that he's all the way, right and walking in the spirit. All right. But there's a lot of viewpoints that he has or that he agrees with that, agrees with the scriptures. Okay. So I want to go ahead and play this. I'm going to play this at 5:29. All right, this is when Corey Holcomb, okay, is speaking. All right, in the video that he's commentating off of, they're going to be listening to it. All right, and Lord willing, is edifying to the body, and it feeds the sheep through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai.
Hey, let's turn right, and you say, let's turn left, turn right, let's turn left. That's what he goes through, which is stupid and ridiculous to hear. But he chose that life. There you go.
My sisters, the roosters are coming home. Everything you did is finna come back on you because they have people in place government-wise to show you we used you to destroy the village. Now we really have no use for you no more. Your daddy ain't there. Your husband ain't there. Your son is raised wrong. Your daughter is watching you twerk. You have done what we wanted you to do well in destroying the village. The father of your child is probably in court with you over nothing. You ate from the forbidden tree. You went and used a system that destroys you to destroy your family. And now they have no use for you. Remember all the fear.
You see? So, and Corey's making a great point, man. Okay. With how the economy is right now. Okay. All right. Donald J. Trump, the Lord put the spirit on him to strip you women. Okay. Of all of your delicacies, man, of all of your comfortabilities, man. All right. And it's only going to get worse. Okay. And remember, these are the same women that said, I don't need a man. I can do it by myself. I'm independent. Keep that same energy, man. Keep that same energy, man. I say it all the time. Keep that same energy, man. Okay. But the so-called white man, all right, Esau Edom, okay, like Corey was going into, okay, has used you women, man. All right. And I want to highlight this too. All right. From this book here. It's a good book to have, which is really a letter. All right. The Willie Lynch letter. All right. Right here. You see? And within this book, all right, within this book, I have this myself. All right. But within this book, all right, there's a section, all right, within this letter that Willie Lynch was teaching plantation owners or slave owners, which are Edomites, all right, on how to divide the family, all right, and using you women as a weapon, okay, and leaving you stuck in a frozen, independent mind state. And that's the same mind state that you women are still in today, all right, but it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. All right. So, you know, this is a good book to read, man. It's a very short book. Like I said, it's a letter, okay? But they put it in book form, okay? But it's actually what Willie Lynch said, okay? And you know, people say, oh, well, this is fake. He didn't really write that. Da, da, da. Okay, well, then why does his methods, all right, and psychological methods still stick today? How is that? You see, you women want to say that this is fake because you don't want people to know where your ideology stems from. Okay. Which really goes back to the curses, man. Okay. When you read Deuteronomy chapter 28, all right, it goes into mentioning one of the curses is that you know, the women were going to hate the husband of her bosom. All right. Also hating her children. All right. So that's also a part of the curses, man. But this is how that curse was brought into fruition, man. All right. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. You see? All right. So I just wanted to make that point. All right. Now let me get a precept. All right. I believe it's Sirach. I believe it's a Sirach, but I can't put Sirach here. Ecclesiastes. Let's see. Ecclesiastes. Hopefully I spelled that correctly. Let me see. Well, let's see. Let's see. Ecclesiasticus. Okay, there we go. All right, Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, chapter 26. Get straight to the point. Verse 26. Okay. All right. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 26 and 27. Okay. And it reads, a woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. Okay. You see, that's and you don't have too many of these type of women in today's society, especially amongst our nation, the nation of Israel. Okay. But she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. See, and that's why the so-called black women, okay, especially the so-called black women, I mean all the women of our nation, okay, but mainly the so-called black women, because y'all been riding hard, all right, with that being stuck in that frozen independent mind state, all right, you see. But that's why you're the most undateable, all right. People despise you, okay, they count you as ungodly, okay. You see, nobody wants to wife you up, you know, people just are in and out your bed, that's it, okay. You have our women, you know, they call themselves queens. All right, the etymology of the word queen, because this is the original spelling here, all right, not Queen, okay, but Quean, all right, which says a woman, all right, a woman says a low-born woman, okay, you low down dirty scoundrel, right? Look, a female serf, a hussy, a prostitute, see? And that's the main point there, a prostitute, okay? Are you calling yourselves queens? You go queen. You're really a hussy and a prostitute. That's really what you're calling yourself. And because that's spiritually, all right, that's literally what you are. Okay, our women running around, all right, being prostitutes. Okay, you can't get in my pants unless you have the right amount of money, unless you spend some money on me. See, that is by definition a prostitute. That is by definition a prostitute. Okay, you see, look, a public woman. Okay, but the scripture says, "Give not a woman a liberty to gad abroad." Okay, to gad abroad where? In the public. And you're a public woman. That's why you hear Jake say she's for the streets. She's for the public. She's a queen. She is a prostitute. She's a whore. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to make that point really quickly. Let's go back. Sirach chapter 26, verse 26. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. Okay. She's going to be looked at as a good thing. Okay. A good woman. Right. But she that dishonoreth him, all right, put him on child support, talking bad about him to others. All right, you see, in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. Okay, It says, a loud crying woman and a scold, all right, shall be sought out. It's like it's sought out to drive away the enemies. Okay. All right. A loud mouth woman, man. Okay. A loud mouth woman, man. And guess what? You look at your own men. You look at the men of your own nation as enemies. Okay. So with that loud, that crying loud, scold mouth of yours, all right, you drive away your own men. You see? But I want to make another point here, going back to this video. All right. You can check it out for yourself. You see the title there. Okay. We're going to go to 14 minutes and 44 seconds. Okay. All right. Call y'all Bashim Shy. That's actually the time where it starts. I'll start at 46. All right.
Or Alan specifically also asked you the question of what's your opinion based on your profession on where we're heading in terms of relationships. But prior to that, I just want to say I feel I'm more scared for the women right now in the next 10 years than ever before, because if what is being predicted to happen in this country with this economy, and we're talking about survival of the fittest, we ain't even touched the survival of the fittest yet. When men start acting chaotic, if that was to actually happen,
he about to say what I be saying. He's about to say, go ahead, say it.
There's going to be a lot of wild happening.
What, like them killing each other?
I don't think men are going to target women before they target each other.
Why is that?
Because they know that women are
weaker.
Target them to do what? Like
whatever it is that they're doing. Steal from.
Well, look, she already knows, and that's just the woman, man, being prideful, man. Okay, all right. You can see the proud look on her face. All right, let me go back here. All right, let me go back.
That they're doing still.
Like them killing each other?
Look, what's Salakia?
I don't think men are going to target women before they target each other.
Why is that?
Oh man, I can never get on it. Well, whatever. Okay, but you seen the proud look on her face. Okay, all right. But she knows what men are going to do. I say it all the time. Okay, through the spirit, man. All right, because it's the truth. Women that have, I don't care if you fought a man, I don't care if you argued with a man, you might have pushed and shoved a man, you might have had, threw up your hands and tried to attempt to fight a man. Okay, but women have never felt the full force of a man, the full aggression, the full rage of a man. You've never felt that, ever. A woman cannot deal with the full force of a man. Okay. And the times that we're coming into are going to be desperate times. The scriptures talk about in the book of Timothy, okay, perilous times, okay, perilous days, okay, which means troubled days. All right. And you women are just like the guy said, you women are going to be the first target of that, man. Okay. The first target of that. And that's what they don't want to admit. Okay. Let's see here. Wives and it's all from the scriptures. Ravaged. All right. See if it'll pop up here. Okay. Let me see. Right here. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 16. All right, straight to the point. All right, it says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Okay, your children, which you don't really care about anyway, right, are going to be killed. Okay, this is the times. This is the harsh reality that we're about to enter into. Okay, because like I mentioned, all right, we're about to be in desperate times. No food, no security. Okay, all right, no security for what's going to happen tomorrow. Are you going to eat tomorrow? Are you going to survive tomorrow? Are you going to die tomorrow? Nobody's going to know. The scriptures talk about how these people are going to be perplexed. Okay. Perplexity. All right. In fact, here, let's do this. Let's get that word perplexed. All right. Perplexed. All right. What does it mean to be perplexed? All right, the word perplexed, all right, of persons, look, doubtful or full of anxieties, all right, bewildered, puzzled due to due to the matter under consideration. See, all right, you're not gonna know what the hell is going on, man. All right. Isaiah 13 and 16, it says, their children shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses, all right, your homes, right, shall be spoiled. People are going to break in and steal shit. Okay. And their wives ravished. All right. The women, see? The women. Oh no, that's just mean the women that are actually legally married to men. No, according to the scriptures, if you're laying down and having sex with a man, that is your husband. Men, if you're laying down and you're having sex with a woman, okay, that is your wife, okay, if she's a virgin, all right, which we know all of our women are whores, okay, but it's still counted as husband and wife if you are sleeping together, especially if you have a child with a man, all right, that man is considered your husband, and that woman that has had your child is considered your wife, okay, so their wives are going to be ravished. What does that word ravished mean? I don't think it'll say it in here. All right, to violate. Do you see that? To violate. All right, to lie with. Now, to lie with means to have sex with, to lie in bed with. Okay. So you're going to lie in bed with the woman and violate. Okay. You put it together. Okay. Matter of fact, let's get it right here. All right, in etymology. Okay. What does the word ravish mean? Ravish. What does it mean to ravish something? Okay. Ravish. All right. Ravish, to seize. All right. To take. Look, to seize someone by violence. To take someone by violence. Okay. To carry away a person, especially especially a woman. See? To ravish. Okay. Let's see if it actually say the actual word. All right, look, I mean, it says it in Latin right here, right? To seize, to carry off, to carry away, suddenly hurry away. Let's see. Look, right here. It says commit, look, rape, all right? Grape, right there, okay? That's what ravish means, man, okay? To lie with her, all right, violently, you see? Grape, right there. You see? All right. So that's what's gonna happen, man. Okay. So she understands what it is. All right. She understands what it is. All right. Just doesn't want to admit it. But let's see what she says. I'm gonna play a little more of this.
Because they know that women are
Weaker.
Oh,
Target them to do what? Like,
Women are the weaker vessel, man. It says that in the scriptures. Okay. And women know that they are the weaker vessel. All right.
whatever it is
they
that they're doing, steal from, especially if it's a.
Is she drunk? If everything falls apart, what do people do? Intelligent people go for the weak first. I'll give you this. Men who are actual warriors, who actually out with their shirt off looking for a real challenge, is gonna go looking for men. In 10 years, the other ones? No, my dear, you're first. Why?
It's not gonna be in 10 years. See? Jake likes to put off the times and put off the days, man. Look at what's going on right now, man. Okay. You have sedition among men. All right. Sedition meaning you have people that are rallying against the government. All right. And against the president of the United States, which is Donald Trump. All right. You have all of these riots and, protests and things like that going on. Okay. The economy is failing. The dollar is dying. All right. There's no jobs out here for people. All right, people are getting fired by the hundreds of thousands every single month. All right, they're deporting people. All right, all of this anger and violence is being stirred up. Okay, while you women are literally right in the midst of it, man. All right, so guess what? Once men just say, you know what, F it, you're gonna be out there as what they call booty. Okay, all right. You're just going to be out there getting ravished. All right. Ravished and then sent back to the spirit world.
To fight for my life with somebody who's clearly my size and can probably delete me, or should I just choose you? Somebody who's going to scream help. Like, he's hurting me. Help. out. Like, why would I not choose that person? All I gotta do is deal with you screeching in my ear. That's it. Thank you. Someone finally said it. I keep saying it. Y'all better stop playing around, because if everything falls apart, you're the first one that's gonna get looked at by men. It's gonna be robbing of stuff, but it's not stuff that you want robbed. It's gonna be stuff that's connected to your body. I'm not gonna say it. Don't say it in the comment section either. They're gonna delete your comment.
Woman with money or woman with opportunities, they're going to be an easier target to steal from, to just all of the crimes.
He knows what it is, man. He knows what it is, man. All right. All of these women out here, especially our women, all right, flexing their bodies, all right, half naked, all right, being overly sexualized on the internet. You know, they have hundreds and thousands, maybe even millions of subscribers, and most of them are men. When the lights go out and there's no punishment for their crime, all right, they're gonna go. You already know what they're gonna do, man. All right, we just read the scriptures. All right, you see, the scriptures talk about in Matthew chapter 24 that the love of many shall wax cold. That word, that term wax cold means to be is the Greek word psycho. Okay, or psychos. All right, so people are going to be psychotic out here, man. All right, they're not going to let their eyes spare. Oh, she's a beautiful woman. Nah, I'll leave her alone. No, you know, your beauty is going to make you a target. Your beauty and your booty is going to make you a target out here, man. All right.
Times, which is scary because there's not a lot of men who are going to put themselves on the front line for, especially if there's a small group of them, put themselves on the front line for millions of crazy, hungry, thirsty, willing to do anything men.
And why should they? Why should men that have been getting dogged by their women, all right? Our women go on a campaign and have been going on a campaign since what? Since the late 60s, all right, early 70s. All right, dogging us, disrespecting us, and it's even worse today. When shit hits the fan, you think we're still gonna be an only fan? All right, no, men are not gonna. This man right here is not gonna put his life on the line for a woman, for his own woman. Absolutely not. And see, she knows that because listen to her response.
So, I mean,
Unless those women literally marry them, which means polygyny will start to happen. That's what would.
What? What did he say? Unless those women will not be protected unless they marry those men. All right, polygyny starts to happen. All right, which means one man and multiple wives. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Well, guess what? That's according to prophecy. All right, you know where I'm going. Isaiah. Salakia. Isaiah chapter 4. All right. Isaiah chapter 4. All right. Polygamy is definitely going to happen. You're definitely going to have one man with many wives. Okay. But one man of the Lord. All right. Not just any man. Ain't going to be one nigga with a bunch of women. No. All right. And even if it is, they're all going to get put to death. They're all going to be judged. Okay. The Lord isn't going to protect them, but he's going to protect the man of the Lord. And that's why these women are going to try to attach themselves, all right, to that man. Let's read it right here. Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, what day? The day of trouble. Okay. 7 women shall take hold of one man. 7 being completion. So it could be actually 7. It could be 2 or 3. It could be 70. It could be 39. Okay. But these women shall take hold of one man. Polygamy. See? All right. And guess what? They're going to be willing to do it. They ain't going to be no, nah, I ain't sharing no man. Nah. Women with that mindset in that time are going to be getting sent back to the spirit world. Okay. You know what I mean? Saying, this is the women going to say, we will eat our own bread. All right. And wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name. Well, how does a woman get a man's last name? Marriage. You think the illegal marriage license place is going to be open during that time, during the time of all chaos breaking out? Absolutely not. So it's talking about marriage according to the scriptures. Okay, a man lying with a woman. Okay, you see, marriage, sex, relations. Okay, so these women are going to marry these men. Okay, it says, and take It's like to take away our reproach, okay? Their shame, okay? Look, their shame, okay? Because it's going to be a shame. Look, a shame and look, reproach, resisting upon a condition of shame or disgrace. All right. They're going to be out there bad, musty, dusty, and crusty. All right. No food, no water. All right. And no promise of tomorrow. And they're going to see a man of the Lord, one man of the Lord that is being protected, provided for, fed, all right, nurtured by the Lord, by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And they're going to want to attach themselves to that. See? So polygamy is going to happen, man. All right.
Happen. Women will try to find protection, and women will all start to try to gather to the strongest. And there's not that many strongest. So polygyny will start.
Yeah, it's not that many strongest. Okay. All right. And only men that would be protected, are not just the ones that are strongest physically. All right. But mainly the ones that are strongest in faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You see?
This is what happens. You must understand monogamy was created by the government. I don't know which government started it, but it was created by them. They put a rule. They did that. That was me. Those guys are in their government gonna fall apart. All right.
Perhaps you're right. So I guess my message to women would be stay strapped.
There's not enough bullets.
Oh my God.
Go take cross.
Her message to women when all hell breaks loose is to stay strapped. Stay strapped. See, this is the mindset of the woman. You know what? I'm not, even in desperate times, I'm still not going to come to the men and submit. See, a woman like this is going to be done for. She will be in the spirit world during that time. Okay. She would probably be in somebody's basement, all right, being used and ravished, you know, for however long, and then sent back to the spirit world. A woman like this with this mindset, you know. So, you know, I'll end it there. All right. Let me see if I had something else. All right. Well, yeah, let me get one more here and then we'll close it out. All right, let's see where we're at. All right, yep, I'll get one more and then we'll close it out. All right, second Esdras. Select a second Esdras. Second Esdras chapter 16. All right. You people have no idea what's coming, man. No idea. Our people have no clue what's coming, man. All right. Second Esdras chapter 16 and verse 33 and 34. Okay. And it reads, the virgins, all right, it's talking about the young women of marriageable age, shall mourn, okay, gonna weep, mourn, and cry, right? Having no bridegrooms, okay? The bridegrooms are the men, okay? It says the women shall mourn, having no husbands. See that? I need protection, because that's going to be your protection. That's going to be your ultimate protection from the full force of a rageful, a desperate men out here, man. All right, you're gonna need the full force of a man on your side, okay? But they're not gonna have that. See, their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. See, in the wars shall their bridegrooms, the men, be destroyed. Okay, because do you women not see what's going on over there in the land of Israel? Okay, or the so-called Middle East. All right, so-called Middle East. All right, with Israel and Iran. Okay, there's a war breaking out there, man. And the scriptures, as it is prophesied, the Lord is going to gather the nations. All right, and that's going to be the valley of the Lord's decision. All right, the valley of decision, the valley of the Lord's judgment. The Lord's going to judge them there. And guess what? People here, the men here, the young men, old men, they're going to be getting drafted to go fight that war, and they're not going to return, which is going to make it less men over here in Babylon the Great. You women, you see, you women don't even have no clue what's coming, man. Okay, it says, and their husbands shall perish. All right, they're going to die of famine. See, even the ones that are still left over here, man, they're gonna die of hunger. See, not having anything to eat. So hey, man, look, it's bad for you women out there, man. All right, bad for you women, man. Bad, terrible. All right, judgment coming for you. So I'm gonna end it there. Lord willing, this edifying to the body and the fed the sheep to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Shalom and Abba Ball.